Howdy, howdy, folks. A-Train here with you for another episode of SimAirport in early access. We are on the experimental server and we are starting a Let's Play series. Easy for me to say. After contemplating this and goofing around with it for a while, I thought, you know, we got to figure out something to do here because people are asking for it. And, well, how do I do this? How do I go about this with this kind of game? So, we're going to get into it. I'm going to do this. I'm not going to do a build of the career mode because I kind of did that in the 10-part series. That was my tutorial stuff. So we did that. I also kind of don't want to do this the same way other people do it. I want to go back to a design I was working on and reconstruct that within the confines of the new build and things that have come along in the month of June, because I was working on it in May, I think. So we're going to go here in the main menu, go to new game. We're going to sandbox mode and we're going to go extra large map because you want the space. We're going to start from scratch, start a new game, and immediately move up here to pause right there. Get a hit for $25. First thing we're going to do is come down here and get rid of these zones that are pre-placed. Goodbye. All right, so here's the scoop. Again, this is the extra large map. The smart thing is to build at the top. You can always build down. That gives you room because if you start at the bottom, you can only build up and to the right. Okay? Once you research land expansion under operations, you can buy land to the north, you can buy land to the east. You cannot go west, you cannot go south. So get the extra large map and start up at the top, then you got 3 options instead of just 2. Okay? So I'm a planner. I like to plan this stuff out. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to talk you through my thought process in planning this airport, all right? The why I do what I do and why I don't do certain things, okay? So we're going to start by laying in what will eventually be the big runway, the large runway. It's 240 tiles long, okay? It tells you that in the info now. Here in objects, you scroll down, take a look at it. It says, look, 240 tiles in length. Here's the medium runway. It's 150, and the short runway is 90 tiles long, okay? So it tells you all that now. This is good. All right, here's the other thing. I like the realistic appearance. I like to try to make it look as realistic as possible. All right, I also like to give space, even though we do not have physics enabled and planes won't crash into each other or into buildings as yet. I want to try to minimize the amount of clipping of objects that we have, all right? So there's what eventually will be the big runway. Okay, that's the plan. Before we build it, we may add space off to the right here to the east and actually move that runway over. But I want to use it as a reference point so you can see what I'm doing. All right. Second thing, I don't like putting just 10 tiles between runways because, again, aircraft clip each other. So we're going to do 20 tiles, and then we're going to create this line here. Now this will eventually be a taxiway. Okay. Because if you look at the big airports like DFW and whatnot, and DFW is my local airport, local big airport. We've also got Love Field, but they have a taxiway down the middle of the main runways. All right, so aircraft land on the big runway, and then by the time they get down to about midfield, they can take a high-speed taxiway, which angles off, and then they're on the taxiway itself, and they're slowed down a little bit, and then they can get in a good position to cross the next active to get into the terminals. Okay. So that's going to be taxiway. So we're going to come over 2 from that. We're going to start here. We're going to round. There's 150 tiles. That's the medium runway. That will accommodate up to the Boeing 787, 300 passengers. We don't need to worry about the big runway for now because that's the Airbus A350, which is 360 packs, the Boeing 777, which is 400, and the Airbus A380 and the 747, which are both 525. You ain't getting that stuff off the bat. Don't fool around, all right? You really got to build your facilities up before you get those bigger aircraft in. So we're going to work towards the medium runway because that gives us maximum flexibility, okay? And return on investment is better. All right, so here's 150. That's the length of the runway, okay? Now, again, I'm putting this here to project future growth to the east, which is to the right on the screen. So there's the length of the runway. We're going to go 10 more. Why are we going 10 more, A-Train? That's a good question. You have to connect the taxiway to the threshold of the runway, which is the end piece where all the stripes are. Those stripes indicate the length of the, or the width of the runway, actually, in real life. If you look up ICAO taxiway regulations, it will tell you these sort of things. Anyway, ICAO is the standards. Yeah, IACO? Maybe it's IACO. One or the other. Look it up. All right, so end of the runways here, that's the threshold. You've got to tie the taxiway in either at the end or at the sides of the threshold. We're going to go at the end because I like a little more space. All right, now this end we're going to tie into the side because this will be the end piece of the runway. So that'll be the threshold. We're going to tie in there. All right, there. We've made 2 lengths of taxiway. So we know our aircraft, if they're taxiing or taking off and landing, will not clip another aircraft that's over here. Okay? So then we're going to patch that together. That creates the loop that you're required to have. All right, very good. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a parallel. All right? So this way 2 aircraft can pass each other should it be necessary. I'm hoping it won't, but we'll see how it turns out. The third thing we're going to do here, y'all, is we're going to add 1, 2, 3 more tiles. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to put in what's going to be a extra large gate. And we'll do this with this checkerboard pattern. Okay, see that? Cool, huh? All right. That's how that looks. And I got to look at this again. Because I goofed around with this earlier. And I got to remember if I've got enough space to do what I want to do here. I think I do. Let's put this here. All right, we'll put that right like this. And then we're going to use this 10, 20, 30, 40. Oh, yeah, that gives us 40 tiles. That's plenty of room for terminal stuff. Okay, so the general plan is this. We can grow to the north, so we're going to do that. We're going to put ticketing and security up here. Okay? And then we're going to put baggage claim down here. And then we'll grow ticketing and grow security off to the north as needed when we get around to that. Okay? But for now, we're going to build our terminal along here. We're going to start with the extra large gates so we can take aircraft up to 787s. Although realistically, we probably won't be doing that early. The point is, if you don't have an extra large gate, you can't use an extra large gate, right? You're stuck. A320 is the biggest thing you can get. Actually, 707. 707 is the biggest thing you can get on the small gate. All right. So we're going to put a second one here. All right. We're going to skip over 20 more. Why are we skipping 20, A-Train? You'll see, viewer. Be patient with me. All right. So I think we're only going to get 3 here. By the time we get all this up and running, we may be making enough money that we expand. And that would be good because then I would like to get a 4th one, I think. Because eventually this will be the big side of the terminal. Okay. If you were paying attention a month or so ago, you might have seen me do some stuff with some odd shapes. I don't want to create boxes. I'm trying to get away from the standard, hey, look, my airport looks like everybody else's deal. All right, let's see what we're going to do here. Cyan, see how that's too wide? That's going to represent a road.
Doc, we better back up. We don't have enough road to get up to 88.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
All right, so that's 2. Now for giggles, I'm going to do 4 and 6. All right, why are you doing 6, A-Train? Ah, that answer is forthcoming. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to say 10 tiles back from here. So let's see if I can create a reference line here. All right, so yeah, this will do. This will be right in the middle of it. 6, 8, 9, 10. All right, now I'm going to use the taxiway thing because it's set. All right, good. Boom. What is that? Ah, now that is our grand concourse. Okay. I don't know how much farther out it will go. We'll figure that out in a minute. All right. That is what I want to be the main aisle concourse walking down the center deal. Imagine it has a big arched glass roof above it, and it lets in lots of natural light and sunshine, and you can see the clouds or the rain or what have you, and it's pretty. Okay.
Rising before you, the greatest erection on the continent, the greatest erection of the age, the greatest erection on the planet.
Okay, that's great, A-Train. But what are you going to do to get the people out to the gates, to the airplanes? Hey, you're getting impatient on me again. All right, so here's what we do. We are going to start over here at gate 1. We're going to start at this point right here. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 up. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 8. Wait, 1, 2, 3. And then 8 down, I think is how far it goes. Okay. That may actually be more than that. Let me think about this for a second. Let me do the math. All right, we're going to do 1, 2, 3. Nope, nope, that doesn't go far enough. All right, 8 down. I think we go. Wait, oh, I know what we got to do. We got to get back up from this one. So let's put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. That will get us where we need to go. All right, we'll put this across here like that. And we'll actually start building back from here. What are you doing, A-Train? This looks kind of weird. Yeah, it does, but wait for it. You're going to see. 1, 2. Oh, wait, I did it wrong. Clear. Actually, put the white back on it. Whoop. 3. There we go. Now we do 2, 2, 2, 2, which then becomes 3 that way, and that's where we join there. Aha! Now we're cooking. We got 6 across here. We go 3 this way. Then we go 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 more this way. And then boom, we're up to this wall. All right, that's what I wanted to see. Come on, autosave, get out of my way. I'm limited on time here. All right, so that is what we're going to do there. This area is going to service this gate. Actually, we're going to put 3 there. Actually, 1, 2, 3. Yep, 3 there. Okay. And we're going to do 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 this way, and then we make a line across. That looks kind of goofy, but that's okay. So we're going to do 3. Okay, so basically I'm using this corner as a reference. I'm going 3 up. Then I'm going to go 3 up again, going 1 in. Then I'm going to go 2, 4 times. 3, 4. And then off that 2, we're going to go 2 this way. And then we can join in here. And what we've done is just create a nice little curve. Ta-da! Okay, now let's see if I remember how I did this on the other one, and I think I do. Is I made this one only 10 wide. So it should curve back around that. All right, so we got to make this one a little quicker. It's got to go to here, but it's going to go there pretty quick, I think. I think it just does this, then it does that. I'm going to do a little of this. Then we do a little of this. Actually, we're going to come back over this side. We'll make a wall like that. Then we're going to do 3 up this way. Then we're going to do 2, 2, 2. There we go. That made our curve back that way. All right, that'll do. I know it didn't go as far as this one, but that's okay. You'll get over it. All right, so basically what we do now is we're going to continue this process. This is going to be laying out the terminal. Whoops, I went too far there, didn't I? All right, we are at this level, so we need to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, so 3 up, we're only 2 up. Clear that one off, and we're good. All right, so here we're going to go 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 that way, 6 across. Then 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 up, and then up this way until we get 3 past. All right, and that is how we're going to create our terminal. It's going to be like a Pac-Man or Ghosts or anyway, the whole point is to build kind of complex curves here and make it look like something different, okay? Because everybody's terminal winds up looking the same, and it's boring, all right? There are some limitations in the game, I get that, but hey, that's what's called creativity, folks. When I was a kid, we didn't have computers, we had wooden blocks and Hot Wheels cars, and we built cities and stuff. We had Legos, and kind of like Legos, they were lock blocks, but you didn't have a kit that said, here, build this X-Wing fighter or the Starship Enterprise or this car. You got a bunch of parts and you figured it out yourself. You used your imagination and you made stuff, all right? So I don't think enough people are exercising their imagination in playing SimAirport to come up with something new and exciting and different looking, okay? So here's my suggestion. You can follow my lead on making these curves and stuff. I'm just kind of giving you an idea on how to do it. Yeah, we're right here. I think we're good. 6. We'll find out here real quick. 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 up this way.
And now for something completely different.
Oh, I got to tell you a funny story here real quick. So today I was out on my first job of the day, and we visited this woman's home, and it's a yurt. Anybody know what a yurt is? Okay, you might have to go look it up. I'll give you a minute. Go check it out. GTS, Google that subject. For those of you too lazy to do it, a yurt is like a Mongolian, if you're a South Park fan, Mongolians.
What the hell Mongolian doing here? Hey, you Mongolian! Don't you break down my wall! Get out of here! You Mongolian!
It's a house in Mongolia, but it's kind of like a tent or a teepee. It's transportable, okay? You're kind of like the Addams family. You can pack it up and move to Beverly Hills. Yeah. So there's a lady who has a yurt. Okay, why? I don't know. I'll fix this over here. I don't like how this is looking. We're gonna take this line off, and I think that kind of cleans it up a little bit better. It may actually be better if I do this here, and then take one of these off here. Yeah, I think that's a little better. That's a little smoother curve. Yeah, so she has a yurt. I'm like, who the hell builds a yurt in Texas? Say what? What are you thinking? Anyway, so it's this round tent-like thing, and it's got the walls, the whole thing's covered with cloth, which in this case, it's very high-tech. It's really substantial. The real things in Mongolia are covered with animal furs, okay? But, and animal skins. But this one is all synthetic stuff. She said it's rated to winds up to 90 miles an hour. I'm like, yeah, right. And then you're off and flying on a free trip to God knows where. Yeah, good luck with that, lady. So anyway, it was rather comical, but it was interesting. I had never been in one before, and now I can say I have. So, all right, so that just a fun little story there because we're building things with curves. Now, how's this going to work, train? That's a good question, viewer. Here's how it's going to work. All right, so the extra large gate is going to go right chaw, right? All right. The jetway is going to be like here-ish. Okay, so if we count, let me see if I remember how many it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think that's where it winds up. If you do the 4 piece door, I think that's where it winds up. In fact, I know my first gate's going to go here, so we'll go ahead and drop it in. Plop. Well, looky there. Like we knew what we was doing. So if we want to put in an extra, large sliding door, that's where it's going to go. Hey, that's pretty cool, train, but still, you got a gap there. How are you going to fix that? I'll show you. I kind of like having that 4-panel door there. The extra large gate, thinking on that. Let's go up 2 this way. And let's go up 2 this way. You know what? Nope, screw you hippies. We are not going to do, we're going to do this the way I did it before. We're just going to use 2, the double sliding door. All right, we're going to go up 2 like this. And I want a corridor wide enough to be too wide. Okay? And then we're going to join this corridor over, let me think here. 1, 2, that means it's up here. Yeah, we need to put it right here where we've got it. Okay, so we're going to put that out to there like that. 1, 2, 3, that goes out to there like that. So then we clear all this schmutz out here, and there is how our jetway is going to go. So it's kind of like, look, this isn't a knock on the devs. Look, they cranked this out. This kind of looks like a jetway, but it kind of doesn't. If you look at today's jetways, they're really long and slender and what have you, and they go way the hell out. The scale is, different and whatnot, and they've got to deal with all that. So this is what they've given us, at least initially, and then maybe at some point it'll change, which would be cool and neat, in a neat and cool sort of way. But the point is, we're going to add like a little walkway to get out to the jetway, okay? And so, how is this going to go beyond here? This is what's going to happen. We're going to put ticketing, or I'm sorry, gate agent desks will go over in here. Now these are going to be big airplanes, so we're going to have to probably make a few of them. I mean, even with the idea of doing the janky things with where you do the queue lines right up to them. In fact, I won't be able to do it with the spacing. I'll have to change that spacing up here. Say we put the first one here, and that's for first class packs, and we want to make a queue line which ends right up against it, and that's going to go kind of like that, maybe like that. All right, and then we'll do a second desk, maybe just over from it, maybe another tile over. There we go, kind of like that. And then we'll do a queue line that kind of does this number, boink. Okay, so that's what the general idea is going to be here. Okay, now, so we put ticket desks and queue lines right here, and we've got room for plenty of them down through here. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is use our space over here. We'll run stuff down the wall, like benches, and then we'll have like info boards and plants and garbage cans. So we're just going to kind of sketch this in here real quick, and whoops, put 3, 4. There we go. Put that there. Now, A-Train, you've got this goofy curve down here. Those benches are kind of straight. But you forget, we've got 3 different options. We've got, because we don't use janky old 1960s benches, we use more comfortable modern benches. We have 2-piece, 3-piece, and 4-piece. Now, I use the 4-piece, and I get away with it by doing this. This space right here, we're going to go 4 up, and we're going to go 4 across. We're going to go 4 up, we're going to go 4 across. Aha. So what are you going to put in that big empty space, A-Train? Haha. I'll show you. Decorative plant. Ta-da! And because the decorative plant doesn't give off a whole lot of decorative plant kind of influence on the environment, we'll put this smaller plant next to it because it gives off a nice bloom. Create that environmentally green space over here. You know, when you pull it up here on the environmental heat map, it shows up. All right? So let's finish sketching this out, and then we're going to call it quits for this episode because, yeah, I want to kind of keep these a reasonable length. All right, so we're going to put a couple of tiles here for walking, all right, because I like the idea of having space for people to move. All right, so this bench is going to face down to, oh, I did that 5 wide, didn't I? Which is okay because, I mean, we can put stuff on this side. Again, like trash cans and info boards, you want to put like one every other or something like that, okay? So we're going to say that bench is facing down, which means this one's facing up. And then we're going to skip a space. Now we're going to do 1 facing each way and 1 facing each way. All right, see how this works? Now we've got nice double wide walk spaces all the way through here. It looks nice and pretty, and it looks nice and organized, okay? So that's kind of how we'll do that. Up here, we can do a couple of different things. We can put in like an electronics vending machine, and then we could put one of those 4 tile plants again. We could put a couple of plants here, or we could put the 4 tile plant here. We could actually do, you know, a couple of different things. We'll kind of figure that out when the time comes. We'll play around with that a little bit more. We'll skip a couple down here, put in, say we're going to put in a 3rd queue line because we may take up to, you know, this. We don't have to fully fill this out from the get-go, all right, because we're probably just going to have like 737s flying out of this gate. So really the first 2 will probably be sufficient. But you don't have to worry about this. The packs will go, they'll check in at the ticketing desk, and then they'll be en route as they go out here, and then they disappear into the void of Pixel Land and Tron and the MCU and all that stuff. So that's kind of like what our gate area is going to look like. And next time, I'll go ahead and put together the ticketing, because if you've watched any of my previous videos, it's going to pretty much be the same way I've done it before. And that is, I'm going to have ticketing, and then we'll probably do 2 desks side by side. Each side of it, there will be a queue line going to security, and then you'll have a bunch of security rows where you have your ID check stand, and then the 3-piece or the 3 tile long baggage scanner, and then you'll have the 2 tile high metal detector. Now, the other thing will be I'll create a corridor that's vertical that will run north off the map and eventually get up there. Now, what are we going to do up here? Good question. We're going to put some restrooms down here, and then on the previous time I did this, I don't think I did it on gate 1, But what I do in these little gaps right here, because I really like to leave this space kind of open, or in a good place where we can put like decorations or benches or boards and stuff down here. I want to put a lot out in this open corridor. So what we do is we put it in this space kind of like right here or right here. And we'll put like a restroom here. Maybe we'll put a male one on this side and a female one on this side. And we'll put a kiosk or two here, and we'll put a kiosk or two here. So you kind of spread that stuff out. All right, that's the general idea. You have this gate here. Let's look over here. We may put oh, it's not going to go there. It's going to go 10 tiles back. So basically it's 30 tiles across here. Oh, I know. Yeah, I think we got to put it like this. I think that's how we do it, because then these have the, yeah, they have 20, and then it kind of goes like this, and then there's 20 between, and then you go like this. So it puts some space between the gates, which isn't necessarily prototypical, but then again, the game's not really prototypical. And then there's room back here for a taxiway. All right, that allows us to eventually connect over here. But that won't matter for a while, because we'll just be flying the smaller aircraft off these first 3 gates, and then we'll probably expand it with a 4th one down here. And then create one as a standby, because you always want to have standby gates when you start getting busy. Okay, so we have started our Let's Play series. I hope this was entertaining. I hope you maybe learned something about creating curves. Now, notice one thing. I didn't leave a gap at corners here. You want to make sure you overlap, because that can goof things up. You don't want to do this number, all right? Because packs can sometimes sneak through those cracks, all right? You don't want to do that, okay? So go ahead and fill the gaps in like that, and that way you won't have to worry about that issue, okay? Learn that from previous experience. Hope you enjoyed it, the first part here of our Let's Play series. We'll come back to this and finish up the planning, and then get to building, and get to rocking and rolling, flying some airplanes. So, give us a like if you enjoyed the video. We appreciate it. Share with your friends. Let them know about SimAirport. Let them know about the channel. And tell them to come check out both. We have our tutorial series, which I hope is helpful. Apparently, a lot of people have found it helpful, especially the stuff on the baggage system, which we'll eventually have to deal with on here. But it will be more efficient than the first time I ran this, because I had the bag conveyor, the depot down here, and I had a big old hangar down here, and they were running down here and what have you. So we can make it more efficient now. Anyway, and give us a subscribe. We appreciate you having you on board the channel. Appreciate you sticking around, sticking with us. And let's have some fun with SimAirport. You can get it now on Steam. There's a link in the description below. So we appreciate you coming in, and we'll see you again soon. Take care. We'll catch you next time.